Dalton was born September 6, 1766. He started teaching at the age of 12. He also became principal at Quaker School at 18. Then later in 1793 became a math and philosophy tutor at New College in Manchester. He also joined Manchester Literary and Philosophical Society, also known as Lit and Phil. Dalton attended a Quaker school in Cumberland, and at 12 he started teaching at that same school. At 14, he worked as a farmhand for a year, then went back to teaching, but this time as an assistant at a Quaker boarding school in Kendal, and 4 years later was principal. By joining the Manchester Literary and Philosophy Society, he gained access to the laboratories. One of his first research projects, published in his first book, Meteorological Findings, was him keeping daily logs of the weather, paying special attention to details such as wind velocity and barometric pressure. Shortly after arriving in Manchester, and a few weeks after joining Lit and Phil, he communicated his first paper on extraordinary facts relating to the vision of colors, in which he stated that the shortage in color perception was caused by discoloration of the liquid medium of the eyeball. It had not been noticed until Dalton wrote about his own shortage of color perception. He also guessed that it must be hereditary because his brother had it as well. This is sometimes called Daltonism in his honor. The law of partial pressures is also known as Dalton's law and states that the total pressure exerted by the mixture of non-reactive gases is equal to the sum of the partial pressures of individual gases. This law is related to the ideal gas law, but Dalton is most famous for his atomic theory. John Dalton never married, and he died July 26, 1844, at the age of 77. Dalton then continued to print his first published tables of relative atomic weights. There are 6 elements in this table: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, sulfur, and phosphorus, with hydrogen having the assumed weight of 1. Dalton never said how he came to that conclusion in his first paper, but in another laboratory notebook dated September 6, 1803, he derived it from analysis of water, ammonia, carbon dioxide, and other things. The extension of this idea to substances in general necessarily led him to the law of multiple proportions. Dalton also was the first scientist to explain the behavior of atoms in measurements of weight, and the atomic theory that will be explained in the rap and or song later. Dalton uses this theory to explain the 3 fundamental laws of chemistry. The first law being the law of conservation of mass, stating that matter cannot be created nor destroyed. Law number 2 is the law of definite proportions, that states compounds combine in specific ratios. And the third law is the law of multiple proportions, that states if 2 or more elements combine in more than one way, they do so in specific ratio, and they will always be a multiple. And Dalton also improved on these laws with his theory. And to add on to that a little bit, Dalton got the name of the atom from Democritus. My name is John Dalton. I taught at New College in 1793. I was born in September, and now I'm a member of the Quaker family. My brother and I were so colorblind that now I finally see just the color of yellow as a young fellow due to an anomaly. Just kidding. I'm gonna rap now. Whoa, JB, where the heck you been? Heard you were born in Eaglesville, England. You got 2 brothers, no I ain't lying. Bet your mama's so proud that she crying. People say you're poor, what did they know? Tell them sit down and enjoy the show. Started teaching when he was only 12. Atomic theory, yeah, he taught himself. So all matter is composed of an atom, and atoms of an element identical but different from those of another. And you know he's telling it, but then came the isotopes. And the decay chains and became no rays, almost like big fat telescope. Alright. I thank Dalton for a lot, and if you couldn't even tell, maybe someone should start saving you by the bell. Wait, I'm not done. Number 3 says Adam can create, destroy, or subdivide. Then there came the problem side. Electron, neutrons, and the problem. Neon has a number 9, and you don't even have the time to be part of the wild side, so maybe you should recognize. Possibly you're probably thinking this type of things combined, and logically will probably they do it whole numberly. Try to film it chemically, blowing your mind literally. There's a smaller part inside this little thing screaming out. We can rearrange or completely separate. Hated by jealousy, cause they envy you. Run up on your enemies, see if they remember you. Soon as they remember you, you wipe away the memory. Can't you see the electrons flying over you? I ain't even noticed, but my focus on my protons might be broken. No, they shouldn't be a changing thing. It's funny how you want to stay to charge, and it's like your first time playing with the atom, claiming that I got time. Just calm down, you ain't gotta hurry. Don't be nervous, you ain't gotta worry. Yeah, your theory is like your glasses, yeah, without them might be blurry.